Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's time for another manga chapter review. Welcome once again, guys. It's going to be on the Ichinose family's Deadly Sins chapter 40, which released yesterday. Well, at least time of recording. By the time this video releases, there'll be a few more days. Um, chapter 4 is actually not that bad. It was interesting. Didn't give us a lot of new content. I will say that. Um, the story is moving on to the next, I guess, arc. You can call it an arc. But I don't know. There's different directions that this can be taken, and I am just wondering what that direction will be. Before anything, if you have not done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel, give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. I do have quite a bit of videos on this series, so if you haven't seen those videos, go watch them. Especially, you don't want to start in chapter 40, but so at least, the very least, you know what's going on. Um, um, if you guys want to further support the channel, the best way to do that is to check out the other reactions and reviews that I have here for you guys, which is quite a bit of stuff. So, yeah, that's the best way to support. Okay, so the chapter starts with the end of the past chapter. This is the cover that I'm probably going to use. Um, they're still kind of freaking out. And now this is reminding Sota and Subasa of their past family, obviously. Um, Kenta is really not having it. Let's again consider his age. He's probably around 5 or 6, I believe. So he's very young. I have myself a 6 year old and a 3 year old, and emotions can go from A to B very, very fast. It's not really, a thing you can control from a little kid. So his emotions are going all over the place. He doesn't know how to deal with them. And I don't think Sota was considering this of Kenta. He's a little boy. Like he doesn't know what's right and wrong completely yet. My daughter, who's 6, does not know, and I don't want to blow my own whistle, but my daughter she's a very smart 6 year old. She is very, very smart. Um, but even at that age, you're learning what's right and wrong through your parents and through what you see. And so he runs away. Ayano, who we find out what the girl's name is, um, she's apologizing to Sota. Now we do kind of confirm it in this chapter. She's been living a lie. She comes from a fairly good family. In fact, the family didn't really fight. She even confesses in this chapter, like, we actually were a good family. Like, we were wealthy. I had everything I wanted. She said it almost felt like I needed something more than that. And now I can't relate to this, but I do have friends that have expressed these feelings to me before, that they almost feel like they owe society, or they owe whoever is suppressed that much for them. It's like, it's not fair that we had a good life and you guys didn't. And it's almost like they feel guilty about it, and it, it, it's it's such a shame, to be honest, that that's the feelings that they portray out of that, instead of being grateful, right? And I'm sure they are. I mean, I'm sure she is as well, but she almost felt like she needed to live this life. um Sota is very silent in most of the chapter. He does say a few things about how he apologizes that he's really the one that um, constructed all this in his own mind. And she even is almost hopeful that moving forward, they could still be a family and stuff like that. But then uh, Kenta reunites with his mom. He finds his mom, the mom apparently was in the hospital for weeks. This is where she was. I was wondering why she was not showing up. Um, she confesses that she was sick. She was supposed to stay with a neighbor, and the neighbor didn't take care of him or whatever. I mean, like there was no. She knew where he was because she's like, "Oh, you're the couple that took him in," but the neighbor was okay with it. It made no sense. And the school also was like saying bad things about how his mom hasn't really been there. Maybe I guess it makes more sense in the sense of they meant like, oh, she's been sick, and they were just reconstructing it to like she's a bad mom. She was just sick. Okay, she was sick in the hospital. And then for the girl Akina, her dad calls her and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm coming back. Like the summer is over over here, so I'm coming back." It's like, "Oh, you're coming back," and they basically all go their own directions. Like the family that once was a family just decides to not be a family, and it's so weird to be honest. The kid part is the weirdest part. Like it almost was low key kidnapped. I want to say that it is low key kidnap, and they just kind of thought it was normal. Um, Subasa and Sota kind of have a heart to heart, but the chapter really ends with him convincing him that they should go back home to their own family. And he explains to them like family can be messy, and it's gonna be messy, and let's go back home. Like it's gonna be great. Our grandparents are not waking up. Dad is struggling with bills, trying to work left one and two jobs. Mom is always pissed. And our sister, she's never home. She's probably dating an older guy like she shouldn't be dating, right? It's great. It's almost sarcasm, but at the same time, it's like it's family. That's what family is. And um, I mean, I'm not that old. I am old now, but not that old. But I've learned through the years that family, no matter what type of family you have, if you have a straight biological family, which I do, and I do hang out with, it's gonna be messy. It really is. Some of us construct a second family through friends or through people that just end up being real close to you, and it's the same thing. It's messy. Um, the only sad part to that is that it's so easy to just separate from friends, right? It almost feels like, at least in my culture, that family kind of stick together, no matter what, and you kind of hide some of the issues. But um, families are going to be messy. There's going to be issues. There's going to be really good times. There's going to be really sad times. There's going to be struggling times where um, angers and emotions will be expressed the incorrect way, and that's just people growing, right? At the very least, that's what we should be seeing it as. um, there is the aspect of there is some people who do not grow from their reactions and then acting upon, oh wait, I reacted the wrong way this way, but for the most part we're growing, and if we grow as a family there is going to be some hiccups, and that's okay. So I'm glad to see that they're coming back. We'll see what happens. I still kind of feel like they're still in a dream, but I could be wrong, so we will see. For now, guys, thank you so much for watching this. If you haven't done so by now, check out my other videos. Give some love to this video by commenting, liking, and sharing. And I will see you guys next time. Like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.